close to St. Augustine before the Spanish got here was ancient burial grounds, which always bring a lot of activity, especially when you start building over it. It's just respect. Definitely seems to get things going. You get the Spanish that came in, now you got all the wars that start breaking out. What most people don't realize is back then, wherever you died in a war, wherever you fell, is where they buried you. So now they're putting bodies on top of bodies. Then you got like the yellow fever and all the plagues come through, and they just start digging trenches downtown and they're just lining them full of bodies, and they end up building the rest of the city over it. Like Avalice Street downtown is one giant mass burial. So you got a high concentration of all these bodies that have been put down there.
Something happens back there, I'm good. Something happens in front, I'm good.
Yeah, my name's Troy Hunt. I'm the VP for Ghost Augustine. I run the ghost tours, the ghost investigations. Also manage our store downtown where we sell all our equipment. The guy that gets everything done. So where we're sitting right now was actually ancient burial grounds at one point, before the Spanish got here and all that. Once the Spanish got here, this is also the grounds where they built these little shanty houses, and they were housing the slaves. The house itself was built in the 1930s. It's a shotgun-style house, which is why you see the two doors are lined up perfectly. There was rumors they were having problems renting this place out or leasing it out. We got a hold of the owners. There was some rumors going around about some type of activity, but nothing set in stone, nothing that was documented. So we decided to give it a go. Once we checked it out, we realized that, yeah, there was definitely activity here, and we could definitely build on that.
My first night here, I was trained by one of my coworkers, and standing right behind you in the hallway, we heard a little girl from the other room say hello. My coworker thought it was the train passing by. About 10 minutes later, that's when the train passes by. And that same night, I got scratched in the back of the neck when I was standing in the kitchen, left a dime-sized mark at the back of my neck.
We start communicating with the spirits. It's kind of like an old phone booth, you know, sitting on a street corner. You think of that in the spirit world, and we're ringing that phone. When somebody picks up, they realize that we can hear them and they can hear us. And it's like word gets out. And that's when you start having the influx of all the different spirits that come in, because they come to want to communicate, interact with us. They know exactly what we're doing here. They know that we're bringing guests in here, and they know what time we're going to be in here. So most nights we have very heavy activity.
We've heard a lot of footsteps around here, but the most common thing here is to actually feel them touch you. I've had people feel our ghost cat brush up against the back of your legs like a cat would. We've also seen the cat touch equipment, but probably the creepiest thing I've ever heard in this house was gravel footsteps, like someone in heavy boots walking in the middle of the house.
This house is constantly evolving, yeah. We've seen that since the beginning. We always still have our basic spirits here, but it's always evolving with other spirits coming and going. I haven't been in here for a few weeks, but last I was in here, so we got Colleen, we got Jack, we got Tom, we got little Tommy, the little boy, we got the bishop, and we've got our ancient spirit. Now, we don't really have a name for him. He's never identified a name. I always nicknamed him Spider-Man just because when we first saw him, he was crawling around a lot. We were seeing him on the SLS camera, but he's never given us a name. We do have this new, like the picture I showed you with this little like monkey face looking thing. We don't know who he is yet. This house, you know, next year, I mean, it could be totally different as far as what we have for spirits that are being active in here. Our original spirits come and go. They're not here all the time, but we have a huge influx of all these new spirits that keep coming in.
Honestly, the number one thing that's the golden rule about paranormal investigating: never antagonize. You never want to go out there and upset the spirits, but you want to come in and you just want to enable them. You don't want to say, do this, do that. You have to give them options. So with us, we have all this equipment for them to play with. Some people don't. But honestly, my biggest thing I can say, the easiest for them to communicate through, is a simple backlight. $16 off of Amazon, you can start communicating with ghosts.
Each month is something new. I'm very excited, and about a year or two from now, we're going to probably be able to see things that we've never seen before.